Hello, I'm excited to share some insights with you today. With the right approach, we can achieve great success. Saving can feel useless, like a sacrifice with no reward, but then everything suddenly changes. This video is about that moment. Most people don't stop saving money because they're irresponsible. They stop because it begins to feel pointless. At first, the idea of saving feels motivating. You decide to be more intentional with your spending. You begin paying closer attention to where your money is going. Maybe you start cooking more meals at home instead of eating out. Maybe you stay in on weekends instead of going out as often. These decisions seem small, almost insignificant, but they represent a shift in mindset. But after a while, something strange happens. Even though you're making better choices, your life doesn't appear dramatically different. Your routine still looks the same. You still wake up, go to work, pay bills, and move through your day like before. When you check your bank account, the numbers may be slightly higher than they were last month, but they're not high enough to feel transformative. And that's when a quiet question begins to appear in your mind. What's the point? Saving money sounds simple in theory. Spend less than you earn and put the difference aside. But emotionally, it can feel very different. Saving often feels like saying no, over and over again. No to small conveniences. No to impulse purchases. And sometimes, even no to experiences that feel enjoyable in the moment. You might pass on ordering takeout and cook something simple instead. Buy something you want because you know it isn't necessary. You might start looking at purchases differently, asking yourself whether they actually improve your life or simply provide a short moment of excitement. Individually, none of these decisions seem dramatic. But when they happen repeatedly, they can begin to feel like sacrifice. And when those sacrifices don't create an immediate visible reward, it's easy to believe saving isn't working. But what many people don't realize is that saving money has an invisible phase. There is a period where the discipline is real, the effort is real, and the progress is real, but the results are still too small to feel meaningful. This stage is emotionally dangerous because it creates the illusion that nothing is happening. This is the stage where most people quit. But if someone continues long enough, they eventually reach the third stage, momentum. Momentum doesn't arrive dramatically. It arrives quietly. Your savings begin to create breathing room. That breathing room slowly turns into confidence. And that confidence begins to change the way you approach financial decisions. An unexpected expense no longer feels like a crisis. A financial opportunity feels possible instead of risky. Choices begin to expand instead of feeling restricted. The amount of money itself may not seem extraordinary, but your experience of money changes. The reason this process feels so difficult in the beginning has a lot to do with human psychology. As people, we're wired for immediate feedback. We like to see results quickly. We like to feel that our effort is producing visible change. Saving money challenges this instinct because its rewards are delayed. For a long time, your effort produces results that are quiet and almost invisible. But that doesn't mean the effort isn't working. In fact, many forms of meaningful growth follow the same pattern. Learning a new skill takes time before progress becomes obvious. Improving your health requires consistent habits long before visible changes appear. Building confidence often comes from small actions repeated over months or years. Financial stability works the same way. That people who eventually experience financial security are not always the ones who felt motivated every day. Often, they are simply the people who remained consistent during the phase when motivation was lowest and progress felt slow. Eventually, something shifts. You open your bank account and realize you have more breathing room than you expected. A bill arrives and you handle it without stress. A new opportunity appears, and instead of hesitation, you feel capable of considering it. This moment rarely arrives all at once. It arrives gradually. You begin to notice that money no longer controls every decision you make. Instead of reacting to financial problems, you start feeling like you have the ability to respond thoughtfully. And that quiet shift can change the way you experience everyday life. Saving money doesn't feel powerful in the beginning. It feels slow, sometimes frustrating, and occasionally discouraging. But those quiet habits, the small choices to cook at home, to spend intentionally, and to think long-term, slowly build something much more valuable than a number in a bank account. They build stability. If you're serious about elevating your finances, this year in 2026, join me in this journey to building the wealth you actually deserve. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos where we explore wealth building in more detail.